Hi, everybody. It's New Year's Eve, and 2021 is just about behind us. Wow, what a year it's been once again. And we're at the crossover point. This year has been like a long journey, going through all sorts of experiences, some wonderful, some very sad. I would like to reflect once again on the story of the journey of the wise men and the experiences that they went through, because I love the story and it's got, I believe, many things to teach us. I just like to read a couple of verses from that story in Matthew chapter 2. First of all, reading from verse 1 and 2. Jesus was born at Bethlehem in Judea during the reign of Herod, and after his birth, astrologers, wise men from the east arrived in Jerusalem, asking, "Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We observed the rising of his star, and we have come to worship him." And then I would like to read a couple of verses from the end of the story, because we know what happens in between. "And after hearing what the king had to say, they set out, and there before them was the star they had seen rising, and it went before them until it stopped above the place where the child lay. And they were overjoyed at the sight of it. And entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and bowed low in worship to him. And they opened their treasure chests and presented gifts to him, gold and frankincense and myrrh." Wonderful gifts. Quite different from Lego and those things that we give to our children today. Well, when you undertake a journey, there are usually kind of four parts to it. First of all, there's the beginning, where you've got to decide. There's the starting out and the preparation, everything that has to be done. Then you're on the long journey that you're going to be undertaking, and you go through all the ups and downs of that. And then there's the point of arriving, and seeing what you want to see. And then often in a journey, there's the return to your home, to the place where you were before. And this is what happened to these wise men. They saw the star, and what made them want to visit this one that they believed was to be the King of the Jews? They were in a place where there was no worship of the God of Israel, and there was obviously a stirring within them to worship, to find reality, to find the truth of what was going on here. And so they started out on their journey. And you and I know often are on journeys. Yes, there's the whole journey of our lives, but there are also experiences that come across our path that require us to go through some quite difficult journeys. We start out on this road. Maybe there's an illness. Maybe there's a tragedy in our family. Maybe there's a difficult experience at work. And we all of a sudden find ourselves on a journey. What does it mean? How are we going to figure out where God is in all of this? What is the reality for myself? What resources do I have to meet the situation? How do I cope with it? How am I going to get through it? And so we start out on a journey. And then these wise men started out on the traveling. And there were many difficult experiences. There were cold nights. There were windy days. The camels were difficult. The people who looked after the camels were troublesome. Oh, and you could go on and on about all the struggles along the way. But they kept moving on because there was that thing inside them that said, we've got to find out what this is all about. And so in our lives as well, Jesus said the words, "Seek and you will find." Seek. And that means that there's got to be some kind of effort. And that seeking often requires waiting on God, waiting for understanding. It means trusting, believing that God is in this, that his Spirit is moving, and that he's making a way for us. And it means reflecting, thinking, praying, offering ourselves afresh to God. And that process of traveling, getting there, there's no easy way sometimes to get to the meaning. And then there's the wonderful arriving. The star stopped, we're told, over the place where the child was laying, and they went in. And when they went in, they knew that they had come to the place they were looking for. They had arrived. They looked at this child, Jesus, and his mother, and they were satisfied. And they brought out their gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. And we're told they prostrated themselves, they bowed down low. This was an act of worship for them. They had arrived. And so too, as we seek, as we reflect, as we wait, as we pray, the time comes when peace descends. And whatever we are experiencing fits into the bigger picture of our lives. And there can be healing, and there can be a way forward, and there can be a new direction for us. We don't know all the answers. We haven't figured it all out. The wise men didn't either. And then they made their way back to the place where they had come from. But everything was different. They had met the Messiah. They had met the King that they were looking for. And we too, we come to a point where, yes, we're still in the same home, we're still in the same place, but we see things in a different way. And there's a peace, and there's a wisdom, and there's a depth which wasn't there before. We have our journeys. God goes with you on your journey. He will lead you. And as you go into the year that lies ahead, there are new things that are waiting for you. May God be with you. May he bless you. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. God bless you.